something struck me yesterday when it was pretty much all but confirmed that we'd made a second bid for Amadou Onana. He's the Lille midfielder. If you remember, we were linked with him before we brought in Flynn Downs. And I think, well, the assumption was then, OK, we didn't get Onana, we brought in Flynn Downs. He is the midfielder. He is the midfield replacement. The fact that we've gone back in for the player and bid an additional 5 million more not only indicates we're looking for an additional midfielder, it indicates we're serious about it. Now, I'm going to go along with the whole premise of this video and how much we got to spend based on Declan Rice remaining here. I do understand there is a train of thought that means we get to the end of the transfer window, sell Declan Rice, and then the window doesn't look so good. But let's just assume we're keeping him for a season. And I do think it's important because anybody that's seen any of the footage from the club put out, the official club YouTube channel and all its social media. Yesterday was the first day back at training, and they put a lot of, when I say train, I mean Rush Green, by the way, they put a lot of footage out about the players in the gym, getting warmed up, doing the weights, kicking the ball around on the grass, as they say. And Declan was a massive part of it. Not just that, it's clearly evident to anybody that's ever seen any of this sort of stuff before or met him or seen him, that he's a character. Declan Rice is a character. He's a fun guy to be around. In that dressing room, he's going to be vitally important, particularly when you place into the mix the fact that we've lost Mark Noble. So I'm just assuming Declan Rice is staying for at least one more season. I am aware that ex-employee said yesterday that there is no gentleman's agreement for Declan Rice to remain at West Ham for another year. I've no reason to disbelieve that, but there doesn't necessarily have to be a gentleman's agreement, just on almost a mutual understanding on both parties that actually West Ham aren't going to sell him this season, and Declan's side are just, OK, well, don't sell us this season, but we're not signing a new deal. I think put two and two together, and that means that probably next season, with 2 years left on the option, means that that's the time to possibly sell Declan. Anyway, when the bid for Onana went in, I thought, OK, this is really good. This really, really good, this, because it means we're getting the strength and depth that we need. Let's be fair. Noble's last season, Moyes didn't like to use him very much at all, and he wanted to use Alex Kraut even less. So this is good for squad depth. But it got me thinking, how much money do we have to spend here? So I had a little look at this. So if we say that Naif Gerd was 25 million, if we say that Flynn Downs, it's anywhere between, 9 and 12, let's call it 10 million, right? 30 million aside for Broja, and which we'll get onto him in just a second, and then 25 million for Amadou Onana. Well, that's 90 million. That ain't bad, okay? That ain't bad. But I think the question, and if we did spend all of that, I'd be absolutely delighted. But I still think there are areas that are found wanting in the squad, which is begging the question how much we have to spend. So we also want to throw Diop into the mix here, because Diop may well allow us to recoup, I don't know, let's call it 15 million. It's so many different stories. What I'm asking is, does David Moyes have 100 million to spend? Now, because the suggestion is he has 100 million to spend. Whether he's allowed to top that up with sales, I don't know. I don't think we get an awful lot for Masuaku. But the two positions I feel we still need to do after the ones we discussed are left wing, and I feel we also need to do left back. I think it's worthwhile. One thing I did want to point out to you, by the way, is I said I was going to run a little competition for this mug before I talk about these players. This mug is exclusive, okay? Exclusive to patrons. Basically, patrons get this mug for free. You have to pay postage and package, but the mug is for free. I'm going to give one of you lot a chance to win this mug. I'll even chuck in the biscuits, right? One of you lot watching this now gets a chance to win this mug. Here's the question. Who is, and I've said it before, if you're a regular watcher of the channel, you should know this, right? Who is my son and my daughter's favourite West Ham player? All right? So you're not going to be able to go and search this up. You either know it or you don't, or you're going to have a guess. Who is my son and daughter's favourite West Ham player? Whoever wins will get you one of these sent out. Literally, Gio will send it. We'll get your address. We'll send it straight out to you. Comments down below, please. You have to be subscribed to enter the competition, so make sure you've clicked that subscribe button. If you're interested in joining Patreon and you get the mug anyway, then what you have to do, if you're all new sign-ups in Patreon, if you sign up, because we've got 3 different tiers, and the middle tier is a mild addict, and the top tier is the addict. If you sign up for an addict, you get one of these. If you sign up to mild addict for a year, then you get one of these mugs. Now, we've got a lot of stuff coming up on Patreon. I mean, loads. I think we're looking at 15 to 20 additional videos in the next month alone. We got player ratings. We're going to be covering the under 23s a lot more. We've got, I think, the best podcast in the whole West Ham universe. Yeah, I'm just humbly, I say humbly, but arrogant really, but arrogantly putting it out there. We have got breakfast build-up shows. We have got, as I said, we've got player ratings. We've got opposition previews. We've got this little video series called Not Juicy Enough, where a story's not quite juicy enough for a sort of 10-minute video, but some breaking news happens. We'll go and discuss it on our Patreon website. The link is in the description below as patreon.com/Hammers Chat. Go and check it out and get yourself signed up for one of these fine mugs. West Ham are massive. Hammers Chat are relatively small. Okay, let's get back to this. Trying to work out how much money we've got to spend. So I'm delighted with this Onana bid because I just think it shows real intent. The Broja one, it also makes me more confident of this Broja situation. I think this guy make a massive difference to us. I really, really do. And there's just so many times last season when Antonio was knackered and he wasn't, even though he remained sort of fit for most of the season, there was times he was knackered. It was almost like the shell of Antonio, wasn't it? So this guy being on the pitch when Antonio's not on it, not up for it, or being able to dovetail, getting Antonio on the wing, being able to make substitutions. This is going to really improve us. And looking at the team, I don't think we need to improve that much. In fact, I think David Moyes is so good at getting the most that he can out of players available. I don't think we need to spend as much as these other clubs just to keep up. I don't know how much Tottenham have spent. Let's say Tottenham spend 200 million. We don't need to spend 200 million to keep up that gap with Tottenham because I just think David Moyes is very good. Look, you've only got to look at the game against Man City towards the end of the season. We barely had any players. We had injuries. We were decimated. I tell you, we gave him a game. We gave him a right game. So if he can get them organised, if he can get more numbers in, and he knows he needs to do it because he's been talking about it in his press conferences, then I think we've got a real chance. Look, of winning the title? No. But I tell you what, I'm not predicting what some have suggested. We're going to have a crap season. I just don't think that. I haven't thought it for quite some time. I've always thought David Moyes is such a good manager. David Moyes is so good, he guarantees you top 10. He's really increased, I think, the efficiency of the scouting, of the coaching setup. I really do. Look, Stuart Pearce was a great character around there. He really was, but Stuart Pearce was not a technical coach. He really, really wasn't, okay? Warburton is a technical coach. He comes with lots of different training drills, lots of different tactical ideas. To be absolutely fair, it never really worked out for Stuart Pearce in terms of his managerial career. In terms of Manchester City, the England under-21s, but he is a great guy to have around the place. Not saying he knows nothing about football, but he's not an innovative coach who's devising new tactics and new formations and new training drills. Warburton is that guy. So I think we've increased our capacity within the backroom staff, within the coaching setup. So I think there's enough there to stay top 10 anyway. How far can we push on? Well, I think really the question is, can we get 8 to 10 additional points? Because all of those teams above us, be it Arsenal, be it Tottenham, Chelsea, all of those guys, Man United, they all can't do as well as Liverpool, Man City. So clearly, people are going to lose games. You just have to. That's the mathematics of the league. That's just the way it works out. If we can get 8 to 10 additional points. I think we're banging for it. I really do. And David Moyes has said in his press conference yesterday that he wants to do better in the cup competitions than he did this year. Well, I'll tell you what, we did all right. Really, didn't we? Let's be perfectly honest. So at the moment, I think we've got 90 million to spend. And it looks like we're definitely spending that. The question is, do we have a little bit more? And this is what I think David Moyes will do. So let's say actually it is 100 million and he spends 90 on the players we've already named, which is Amadou Onana, Naif Gerd, Flynn Downs and Armando Mandalorian Broja, right? Those four. Let's say those four cost 90 million. I think that's a bad way to spend your 90 million, by the way. So there's 10 million left in the kitty, right? He then goes and sells Diop. We know it's going to happen. An agreement will be reached. It looks like it'll be Fulham. Let's say that puts another 15 million in the kitty. That's 25 million he's got left, in which case. Now, apparently, there's money there that can be borrowed off Daniel Kretinsky, right? Whether they do that, whether they don't, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not sure what the situation is. But I would say, particularly with David Moyes spending 115 million or whatever the case may be in the end of it, ain't going to be too bad at all. What's he going to do? Because I don't think you get the left winger and you get the left back. So this is where it becomes interesting. Because David Moyes, we know, look, David Moyes was prepared to wait pretty much 18 months to get the striker that he wanted. He might look at it and think, do you know what? I might do the left back out of next year's budget. And that would be such a Moyesy thing to do. If he's looking at it, I've got 25 million here, I can't split that. What do you want? Do you want a £12.5 million winger and a £12.5 million left back? I think David Moyes might turn around and say, do you know what? I'm going to get a £25 million winger. That's what I think he will do. If I'm reading this correctly, look, if we're able to borrow money off Daniel Kretinsky, not sure why we have to borrow it, but there you go. If we have to borrow money off Daniel Kretinsky, and we can do, then he might do both. However, I do look at it and I think, okay, the winger is the one, because what I think he might do is, look, I spoke about Harrison Ashby the other day. I think he will take Ryan Frederick's place in the first team squad. I think what David Moyes might do is think, you know what, I'm just going to use Ben Johnson as left back when Cresswell can't, and then Harrison Ashby can cover Vladimir Soufal. That sorts out the fullbacks for the season. Okay, we hear a Gerd can play left back. I guess in emergencies he might do. Can't really see it myself. Maybe David Moyes switches to a back three. We don't know exactly what's going to happen yet. He certainly did in the second half in the friendly, didn't he? The other day. So that's going to be really, really interesting. So I think personally we're going to be spending in excess of 100 million. Now, here's the real question on this one, and this is going to be really interesting. And I'm sorry to bring it up because I am sick of it, right? I really am. However, if I had my way, I'd be saying to Jesse Lingard, we're done. We're done. There's too much mucking around. You had every chance that if you wanted to have joined West Ham, you would have joined West Ham by now. You basically, we're a last resort. You're trying to find any other club. Honestly, you're going around to leagues. Let's be fair. No offence to the MLS, but in terms of a Premier League or a Bundesliga or a Serie A or La Liga, it's just not on the same level. So he's now going to lesser leagues, basically, oh, can I come and join one of you? And if that doesn't work, because they were, well, I don't know. Actually, I think they've got money. Perhaps some of them can pay him 180 grand a week. He might well turn around and say, "Oh right, as a last resort, I'll have to join West Ham." I'll tell him where to go. I'll tell him to do one right now. However, it's still a discussion because it's not me that's in charge. David Moyes is in charge, and David Moyes is still chasing him. If David Moyes still chasing him, David Moyes still thinks he can get him. Look, how realistic that is. Well, I think I know, and I think you know, but David Moyes still thinks it's realistic. Maybe he's right. Look, David Moyes may well sign Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard plays really well, and David Moyes looks like the smart one for chasing him all this time. I suspect other things are going to happen in that, and I suspect there's a certain amount of pressure on Jesse Lingard. Basically, if Jesse Lingard had come straight back, there'd been a lot of goodwill for him, because he was held in high esteem by the fans. I think a lot of fans feel that he's mucked us about a bit now. So if he came back and he stunk the place out, it wouldn't be too good for him, because I think he's lost a bit of goodwill. However, going back to the signings, all the guys that I've already mentioned, the £115 million gets spent, Diop goes. And then he adds in Jesse Lingard as a free transfer. you'd have to say, well, I say you don't have to say, you can say what you want, that would be a pretty damn good window. We would definitely have improved on last season. I do think he has to start including a couple of the younger players a little bit more. I really do. Ashby would be one. I think he probably needs to do the same with Longelo as well. It's almost a bit of a shame that we don't have, or that I've noticed anyway, somebody really, really banging on the door as a right winger at the moment in the youth setup, because I think that would really help in terms of squad depth. Not to dislodge Jared Bowen, you understand, but just to give us another little option there. I still think that the team is crying out for pace. We really are. We're desperately short. We are still a slow team. So all I would like to say is, look, Broja's quick. He ticks the box there, right? It's in attacking areas, particularly when we transition, we go into the counter-attack. So I would think if we can get Broja in, who's fast, that's why I prefer him over Ben Brereton Diaz. Ben Brereton Diaz is a poor man's Darwin Núñez, really, isn't he? Let's be honest. I say, well, he is poor man's. He probably cost about a third as much. And if we do bring in the left wing, and the left winger's got to be quick as well, because we just need to add some more pace in the team. If we do, looks good. £100 million spend up. Not a bad window.